And welcome back to My Conversation. My name is Jason Hurst, the radio guy from Soft Rock 98.9 on the Jason and Terry Ann Morning Show. On Sundays, I get to host this show called My Conversation. Feathered to Wise is the other host of the show. And we have two guys here on the couch today from the National Weather Service, Gerald Meadows, Kevin Minot. Thanks you guys for being here.
Thanks for having us.
I shake your hands, but you're way over there. A virtual handshake, how's that?
Yeah, that'll work.
Okay, so first question here, Gerald. What is the mission of the National Weather Service?
Well, the National Weather Service's mission is pretty straightforward: protection of life and property through weather, water, and climate information.
All right, so what do you do there?
I am the warning coordination meteorologist, where my job is to go out and meet and educate the public, also to interact with our emergency services individuals, so emergency management and media and those kinds of things, make sure everybody's educated and understand what.
Kevin, what do you do there?
I actually oversee the operation. I'm the meteorologist in charge is my actual title.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, I'm responsible for around 20, 21 employees in the office, most of them who are meteorologists. But, yeah, day-to-day activities, just to oversee everything and make sure we're running smoothly.
Now, you guys are located at Hanford. You're that building with the big old ball on the side, right, up top?
You got it.
Yeah. What is that exactly? There it is.
That is our Doppler radar.
Yeah.
So that's spinning around every day, keeping an eye on the sky for us.
What street are you guys on again?
Foggy Bottom.
Foggy Bottom. What's the cross street?
Hanford on Martin.
Oh, that's kind of boring. What's your favorite part of the job?
Oh, my favorite part of the job is, interacting with the public, making sure they understand weather information and keeping themselves safe.
What are you teaching them?
Oh, anything from tornado safety to fog safety, numerous things. I mean, Kevin's been in the business a little bit longer than I have, so he's probably got a few more tricks up his street.
Living here in the valley, when's the last tornado warning that you guys have seen?
Good question.
Well, I can tell you in my 3 years here, I have yet to see an actual tornado warning being issued, but there have been a couple weak tornadoes in that time period. I think there was one last year in the San Joaquin Valley right up on, actually I take that back, there was a tornado warning last year because we ran it from Merced County up to Mariposa County.
So you guys got to get those warnings on right away, don't you?
That's correct. As soon as we see indications of hazards on the radar, we're going to push that button to keep people safe.
Do you guys get a lot of phone calls saying, hey, there's a tornado out there?
We can.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's so many tools at our disposal. We really count on what, the modern technology, if you will, at our office. But yeah, we get phone calls as well with spotters on the ground telling us what's going on.
Thankfully, we don't see a lot of tornadoes, but we don't see a lot of rain these days either. What's up with that?
This has definitely been a dry year.
Yeah.
We have in place what's called a ridge of high pressure.
Okay.
So if you kind of think a mountain has grown, of warm air is built up over the west coast of the United States. So the air coming off the Pacific has to go up and around it. That's also why the East Coast has been so cold, is we've just been sitting underneath that high pressure.
When do you think it's going to break?
We were actually hopeful it would break down soon, but unfortunately it looks like it's going to do the opposite. It's going to build back up. So it looks like we're going to be drier even through February.
We thought January, and then we did have a few storms in January that helped out a little bit, but not enough. And as Gerald just alluded to, the ridge of high pressure is building back in over the west. So it doesn't look like we're going to start off with a wet February by any means.
Oh, yeah. Well, living here in the valley, I remember the fog growing up really thick. These days now, not so much. Why the change?
Well, fog is a very, very interesting animal.
Okay.
Fog, what we need is available moisture.
Okay.
So this year we've been limited into our fog because we haven't had as much moisture. That hadn't quite been the case this past week. There's been quite a bit of fog in the area.
Yeah, but I mean, actually in town is what I'm talking about.
Right, in the city. Well, part of that is the growth of the city itself. There's not as much exposed soil for that moisture to come out of. Concrete and asphalt holds moisture a lot better. Actually, it runs off and away from it.
What kind of education did you guys both have?
We both have a degree in meteorology or atmospheric science.
How deep do you have to go?
Oh, pretty deep. It's
Now
pretty
it's
math and science intensive. A lot of physics and chemistry and high order mathematics in there.
Math and science, yeah. And anywhere from bachelor's all the way up to a doctor and a PhD.
Yeah.
In some cases we're seeing right now with folks who are applying for jobs in the National Weather Service.
Now, I know the warnings come from Hanford that we get here in the Central Valley. Where's the next closest hub for the weather stations around here?
Well, California has 10 weather service offices that oversee the state.
Okay.
So the closest ones to here is probably Monterey or Oxnard. Okay. There's also an office in Sacramento, Reno, and Vegas that oversee the
surround us.
Surround us.
Right on. Are you guys both from here?
Nope.
Where was the weather different where you lived?
Well, we got rain.
Yeah, but where are you from?
I'm from San Antonio, Texas.
Oh, wow. What about you?
Born and raised in Northeast Pennsylvania, but most recently, we move around a lot.
Okay. Why is that?
Well, it's just opportunities because we have, first of all, we have 122, 123 offices, forecast offices across the United States. So when you average it all out per state, there's probably 3 or 4 in each state. California, Texas being bigger states have a few more offices. But yeah, there's openings and opportunities almost any time of the year, and if we want to progress in our jobs, we take that opportunity to put in for and learn different climates across the country.
Where's the main weather center for you guys?
Ooh. Well,
Who's your big boss?
the big bosses are all up in D.C.
Okay.
Washington, D.C. Though we have some national centers as well. One in Norman, Oklahoma, which is our big severe weather hub. Of course, the National Hurricane Center, which is down in Miami, which by the name, it's all hurricanes and those kinds of things. We've got a few other offices, or aviation weather units out of Kansas City, Missouri.
Okay, quick question, kind of random here. When I watch the weather on TV, they say there's a chance of showers, chance of rain, chance of sprinkles. What's the difference? Especially showers.
And I'll let you get that one.
That's another good question. It's intensity type. I mean,
Showers light?
yeah, they're typically light, but it's steady rain. You have stratiform. You can have convection. I'm getting a little into detail here. It's deep. It can be. It's the science we live in each and every day when we're doing our jobs. But it's just really intensity changes, and it's the same thing with snow. You could have light snow or flurries or heavy snow, and it just depends on the makeup of the clouds that you're under at the time.
And if we want to get real deep, how can we get a hold of you guys to find out?
At our website at weather.gov/Hanford, or you can find us on Facebook and Twitter. Our handle is NWS Hanford.
All right.
We also take calls at the office.
Gerald and Kevin, thank you so much for stopping by from the National Weather Service. Very informative. As always, thank you for watching. We'll be right back.